America, fuck yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah! Hey everyone, finally watched Captain America the Winter Soldier. I know I'm late to the party, but it's better late than never. And my god, this movie kicked ass. After deciding on it, I have to say this is the best solo Avenger movie. It really is. I considered Captain America the first Avenger to be the best, but this one knocked that out of the park. It's better than all three Iron Mans, two Thors, one Incredible Hulk, and the original Captain America. I'm not sure if it's as good or better than the Avengers. I have to watch it a second time to finally decide that, but for now, all I can say is, wow, this movie kicked ass. It is great. It deserves the hype. I was so worried about it at first. I thought it was going to be like another Skyfall because I heard nothing but great reviews and everyone told me to go watch it. And then when I finally watched Skyfall, I really liked the movie, but it's not as good as everyone says it is. So that's what I was worried about. I didn't want to be disappointed, but this one, it deserves the hype. That's all I can say. So, this is a great step in the new direction of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm not sure if it's going to keep going in this direction, but it's pretty nice. And this movie is what Iron Man 2 should have been, actually, now that you think about it, because it connects everything, and that's going to be more in spoiler territories. So for now, the casting is still great. Anthony Mackie is back, and I loved him as the Falcon. He's a great wingman. I liked Anthony Mackie in almost every single movie I see him in. So in here, he is a great choice. I can't wait to see more of him. And let's see, Scarlett Johansson got her character, the Black Widow. She's more relatable now. She's more human, and that's what I love about it. Her evolution of Black Widow is improving with every single movie, and in here, she's just perfect. Almost to the point where I want a Black Widow solo movie. Seriously, Scarlett Johansson deserves it now. Even though I know that Luc Besson is working on a movie called Lucy, and she kicked ass in the trailers, so I can't wait to see that one. So Nick Fury finally has his own action scene. I'll talk about that in the spoiler territory. Murray Hill is back. She doesn't really have that much to do. It's more like a glorified cameo. Newcomer Emily Van Camp, she's Agent 13. I'm kind of disappointed with that because she's only in it for like 10 minutes, and it's more like a cameo as well for her character. So that's why I'm a little disappointed in. The Winter Soldier. I liked him. I liked the actor playing him, but at the same time, I'm kind of disappointed because he's only in the movie for like a third of it. And he's not exactly the main villain. He's just a grunt, basically. So, if you read the novel, I read the novel long time ago, so I know what's going to happen, but at the same time, I'm like, I wish they kind of fleshed him out a bit more. Just a bit more. Give him more scenes. But, with what I got, I'm happy with it. But probably there's more in the extended edition Super Director's Cut. The action is great. About the fight scenes. The only reason why I love the fight scenes here a lot more than every other fights, especially in the Avengers, is because it's a real human against a real human. It's not like a human versus a CGI model, or they're flying in the air, or something like that. No. You see Captain America kicking ass against another guy who kicks ass, and the fighting choreography looks great, even though there's a little bit of the shakiness. I don't know, you don't need the shaky cam for this. Sometimes shaky cam works, yes, but, I mean, the only time I could see it work is like well, it kind of worked in Man of Steel, but I must admit, I kind of didn't like the shaky cam in that one. It looked great, though. But in here, you don't really need that. Just put it on a tripod, please. It feels more relatable and down-to-earth if you have two humans just fighting each other. So that's what I like about it. Not seeing like Iron Man in his CG suit fighting against another machine. This one feels more real. Reminds me of the old school action movies, and it's great. Heck, it's kind of dark also. It kind of reminds me of The Raid a bit, without the blood though. So, and Captain America he improved. His fighting skills improved a lot. And the way his shield moves and deflects all across the room. I know it seems cartoony a bit, but at the same time, the shield is like its own character. And wow, they really pulled it off here. Captain America kicks even more ass. I think he knows Kung Fu now because of all the action stunts he does. Dang, he is great. the musical score, it works. I don't think it's memorable, though. I prefer the original score from Captain America, the First Avenger, but it makes sense because it's from the 1940s. And here, it's just like dun 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 dun, that kind of music. If you like that kind of music, good for you. To me, it's kind of bland and generic, but it sets the movie well anyway. So, yeah, I think that's all I can say about the movie without spoiling. So, from now on, I'm gonna spoil. So, yeah, there's gonna be a word over here, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So, you know what? If you want to stop the video here, no problem. Go see the movie. If you haven't already, go see it again if you want to see it again. And now I'm gonna spoil. SHIELD is taken over by Hydra! Ah! Yeah, I read the novel and it was kind of hinted at, but still, it is better in the movie. Because you meet up with Armin Zola, played by Toby Jones. I thought he was great in the first movie, so he's back again, and I'm happy about that. So, I love the Matrix-like green computer screen with the goggles, and it's so 1980s. And yeah, that's a weird thing. He said that he put his consciousness back in 1972, I think. That's the year. So I was like, do we really have computers that advanced back then? It's 1972, and you could put your consciousness in the... Whatever, I just bought it anyway. So, yeah, it turns out that SHIELD recruited Armin Zola, which I honestly thought is a very stupid idea, but still, I don't blame them for it. So, they recruited him, and then he started influencing more and more agents within SHIELD. So, like he said, that Hydra is a parasite. Cut off one head, another head will grow, and I like... And then it turns out that most of S.H.I.E.L.D. is taken over by Hydra. Man, and they developed this project, I believe it's called Operation Insight, Project Insight or something like that, where they sent up 3 helicarriers, and they were developed by Stark. Stark is not part of Hydra, of course. If he is, then, whoa, that's dark. But no, I don't believe that anyway. So, the 3 helicarriers, they are have this AI, artificial intelligence, based on algorithms about... they use up all the birth records and past histories of everybody on the planet, and they can determine their future. So it's kind of like Minority Report, except without the balls and the awesome holographic screen. So these helicarriers can kill anyone before they actually do it. So the fact that we're being documented and videoed, taped by everyone. Wow, that it went there. And yeah, this movie is dark. I mean, ever since it opens, it feels like just a regular Marvel movie. Then it finally hits that road right in the middle, and it just gets dark. Whew, man. And, you know, I am so glad that it is different from the novel. Because I did like the novel, I did. But the direction it took here, it is perfect. Even though the only gripe I had is that Iron Man was in a novel, so I almost wanted Iron Man to be in this movie. And also, the ending. Red Skull. I kind of hoped that Robert Redford would reveal himself, and it turns out to be Red Skull, played by Hugo Weaving again, but I understand why they didn't do that. Probably it's for the better anyway. So yeah, anyway, Robert Redford dies in the end. More on the Falcon. What I like about him is that even when after his wings were detached, it still proves that he can fight. So after when you thought, oh, he's out for the count, you know, he doesn't pull Rhodey from Iron Man 3. He doesn't just save the president and leave Tony Stark behind. No, no, no. The Falcon is willing to do whatever it takes to help out Captain America, even without his wings. So he was gonna fight. I forgot what his name. I think he's supposed to be Crossbones or something like that. And he fights him off hand to hand. And I don't know, his fight went on too long because after everything that happened, Captain America fought Winter Soldier, and Scarlett Johansson and Nick Fury fought with Robert Redford. His fight was still going, and it only ended because the helicarrier flew into the building. But I gotta say, the scenes I really like in this movie, and even though I really love the movie, the 2 scenes that stand out to me, the opening, of course, on your left. That one, was a great introduction. I'm so relieved that it wasn't like a flashback narrative or something like that, like in Thor or Iron Man. You know, no narration, no dialogue. No, it's just a simple opening, and you just see Washington D.C. at first, and then a guy just running, and then you see extremely fast Steve Rogers passes by, and it says on your left. So it's, you know, it's funny, it's human, and then after this, right after that, then you fully see Anthony Mackie and Captain America just talking to each other like normal people, and Steve Rogers had this little tiny notepad where he writes down everything that he has to check up on since he's been frozen since the 40s. So there's Nirvana, there's Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, I love it. And yes, there's a War Games reference. Would you like to play a game? And the Scarlet Johansson turns back and it's like, you know, that's from the movie War Games. And Steve Rogers is like, yeah, I heard of it, I heard it. And my favorite Easter egg reference of all, Pulp Fiction, in the end. I laughed my ass off when I saw it. Nick Fury's grave, the path of the righteous man. Thank you. This movie has humor. It's not as funny as Thor: The Dark World, but it's different kind of funny. I mean, in this one, it's a conspiracy movie. It's more like a James Bond movie, but it's still funny anyway. But Thor: The Dark World is fantasy, but it knows that it's fantasy and tries to take itself seriously, so it's just funny in that way. And, oh, that's one scene. The second scene I really love, with Peggy Carter. Haley Atwell. I really loved her in the first movie, and I was sad that after, you know, Steve got frozen and probably couldn't see her again, I was heartbroken by that. Because Haley Atwell pulled Peggy Carter off. She is a great actress. Her character's great, and wow. So I was glad that they resolved this issue, because I heard the original idea was that Steve Rogers was going to visit Peggy Carter in the Avengers, and but that didn't pull off. I saw the alternate opening to the Avengers, and I liked that one. I really preferred that one. And Ashley Johnson was the waitress. If you don't know who Ashley Johnson is, she's from the Mel Gibson movie What Women Want. She was a daughter, but not just that. She's Ellie from The Last of Us. So, wow, I almost want Steve Rogers to go out with Ellie. So, but yeah, I can understand why they didn't go with that. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Peggy Carter. So, yeah, Peggy Carter's old as hell right now, and the makeup on her looks very good. I'm not sure if it's CGI or it's just practical effects. It looks great on her. And, you know, it got me sad also because I believe she has Alzheimer's, because she didn't know that Steve Rogers was there for a moment, and then she just remembered that, and it was heartbreaking as well. And I was glad that they resolved it, that Steve Rogers came back. He still loves her, even though she's old, and she still loves him, and I loved it. Oh boy. That scene was great, and there's no action in it. It's just talking. It's a quiet moment, and the pacing of it feels great. I'm happy about that. Usually, my favorite moments in movies are the quiet moments, and the opening was great, and the Peggy Carter was great. Everything else, though, is still pretty good. The Sebastian Stan is Winter Soldier. I mean, you saw the advertisements, you saw the trailers, you saw his face anyway. So if you didn't know that Bucky was going to be the Winter Soldier, I think you're dumb. I'm sorry. Probably you're not. Probably you just didn't know. I mean, I did read the novel anyway. But even without reading the novel, you know that Bucky did not die when he fell off the train in Captain America, the First Avenger. He couldn't have. And my favorite reaction, when Robert Redford held up these four guys, well, three guys and a woman, and I believe they're part of the press conference about S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. I totally forgot. And it has that banker guy from The Dark Knight, the Asian guy. So then this woman, the old woman, just started kicking ass, and I was in my seat like, fuck. And then it reveals that she had the Mission Impossible mask, and it was Black Widow. I'm like, oh, okay, good. For a second, I was like, who the fuck is that old woman, and why does she kick so much ass? If it turns out that it was just an old woman, you know, I don't know, probably she's a famous comic book character that I just don't know. But still, I was glad that was Black Widow. So, yeah, the fight against Baltrock, I believe. Yeah, that was great. I really like that. And but the fights against the Winter Soldier, man, I really love that. And the action scenes are great. Nick Fury's action scene has to be one of my highlights because I did not expect him to pull out a Gatling gun from inside the van. Man, everything about this movie kicked ass. I'm not sure what else to talk about. I mean, that's basically it. Shield is taken over by Hydra for the most part, and the ending. Oh yeah, the ending. I gotta talk about the ending. Bucky Barnes will be back, of course. He didn't die, which I really liked. I mean, he didn't die in the novel, but the Tesseract was involved and then he teleported. I didn't like that in the novel, no. So in the movie, I'm glad that he saved Captain America from drowning, so that was good. And Captain America and Falcon are the dynamic duo now. Black Widow is going back to her hometown, and I like her speech at the press conference. She's like, yeah, try to arrest me. Go ahead. I fucking dare you. And yeah, Nick Fury's great. And then the special credit scene. The actor playing that guy with the monocle. I know he's from King Kong and Wanted. He was Wesley's father, and I really like him. I like the actor. I just don't know what the character he's playing. But I did not expect this. They showed the twins, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. I did not expect them to show that early. Now I kind of expected them to show up in Guardians of the Galaxy, but in here I was very surprised. And Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver looks buff as hell, damn. And Elizabeth Olsen, she's one of my favorite new actresses, just like Jennifer Lawrence. So yeah, I am glad that she's Scarlet Witch. She is hot. So I can't wait to see both of them. And then, yeah, it shows Bucky Barnes in the Captain America Memorial in the Smithsonian. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I can say about Captain America the Winter Soldier. I think it is the best solo Avenger movie. And if in the comments below, just tell me if you really like the movie or hate the movie. I just want to know what you think. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks, everyone. Peace.